All right, welcome once again to our online videos of how to work with our Shaw TV websites and get the most value out of them. So this one is a good one. This is troubleshooting the most common errors. So it seems that when things don't work, most of the time it's actually the same 4 or 5 or 6 things that have gone wrong. The problem with the CMS system and the way it works is that it still sometimes requires perhaps people to go into code view, or it's easy to make some mistakes. It is completely not the user's fault most times. It is just stuff happens like that. So I'm going to go over some. This video will be a little long. It's probably good to watch it once just to see what's in it, but basically I'm going to cover deleting the scripts that makes the video player play, using the wrong template, deleting things, locking pages and leaving them open, case sensitivity on the server, because sometimes we're having URL issues. I could touch on the cache tool quickly, and sometimes clicking that doesn't work, and Electron glitches, I guess. Those are the basics I'm going to cover now, and I'll go through them. So you can fast forward and scrub through and try and find that, or just watch them once and you'll kind of get it, but if you have to work through. If this is beyond that, or it's just you're getting frustrated or anything, please, please, please just reach out to myself, Darren Scott, or others on the team, the web team that can help you. Or you can email 4944. That will get rerouted to probably myself, but somebody that will help, but at least you know that it'll be taken care of. Especially issues with Electron, like locked pages and things. Those are things that IT does have to fix themselves. So let's dive into this. So one of the main things that happens, especially when the videos don't play, is when the scripts get deleted. So I'm just going to bring up a few windows here. Don't want that one. So what that is I've just on Edmonton here. I'll use that as an example. So sometimes you'll go in and you'll actually even notice that the thumbnails of your videos for some reason have blown up, or the page just looks weird in your editing in Electron here. So if you go to the bottom of the page, every single page that has videos on it, like this one here, requires this script that sits on the bottom of each and every page that videos are embedded in. So there's a lot here in Edmonton. I'm scrolling down, down, down. If you go, we've kept them, almost all of them, but for yours should be here. Under this info box, there's info image, title, body. Down in this info body is where we've placed the script. You can see these 3 little page icons. They represent the player script. If you don't have anything in there, it probably means there's no script, and that's why your videos aren't working. Or sometimes just portions of the script get deleted. I highly recommend, if your videos aren't working, to just go in and redo putting the script in here. So where is the script? Like everything I mentioned in each video, and it was at the beginning of this video, you saw a URL on the Wally server. Wally Group's public, Shaw TV website assets. I have it up here, and you can see the Shaw TV video code. That is where you will find the URL for placing the script for the videos, the actual code for the videos themselves, and the script needed at the bottom of the page. So that looks like, wait, there, I'll bring it up here. This. So this is what this file looks like, and this is the script up top here. That is for actually just placing a video in, so you can go in and put your story in. But then at the bottom of the page, and you can see here under the new pages title, here's the script. So like I said, if you're having problems with videos, come back here, copy this script in its entirety, and then let's go back. I just noticed I have an old window open. Let me close that. Let's go back to this area, and let's just assume that this is gone. I'm just selecting it and deleting it. So if I right click, and there's one of the other glitches, so we can dive into that at the same time. Electron has glitches that sometimes when you right click or do what should work, it doesn't work. Like, you should be getting a contextual menu that says edit rich area source, which I'm sure you've all seen before. Yeah, there. See? It came up there. And you'll notice I actually all of a sudden got these weird arrows and these weird big boxes. This is what it looks like when the script is not in properly. So that's actually a good signal. If you see something like these boxes here, that is why. Because the script is not in. So let's go back down and hope it works now. If I right click in info body, yeah, now I'm getting it. So if you ever get that, I find sometimes you just have to click on other things, click away. Sometimes you may even have to cancel out, come back in the page, and that should work. Again, if you get serious issues like that, please just contact myself. So we're in info body, we hit edit rich area source. anything that's in here, unless you have some other text, if there's something in there and you don't have anything, you can just delete it. And then just paste in that script that we copied from the file. And then now this is the script that makes the video players work. So now if I do that, if I go back up to the videos, remember we had those big boxes, you'll see they're gone. That's a good indication that the script is working. It still might not in other cases. See, what happens sometimes is that some people will actually put stuff in here, like you can put a promo in here for your region. I just gave it a title, and I might come in here, yeah, this is the promo. And you can use this box for things. Many areas do. Calgary's a really good example. Somebody uses it quite a bit. But it's easy if they were in there and going, oh, I put a promo in here, but maybe they accidentally just delete like part of the script. So if I go into this edit rich area source again, and I can see it's like, oh wait, I've got, this is a promo kind of mashed in between the script. It looks like I've deleted some of it. Like that's a mess, and it's that easy. So again, not your fault. It's just, unfortunately, the design of the of Ectron and the way it works with our video player. We're working on that. So I actually just copied a brand new script in there, and you can see it deleted the other thing. I'm going to delete the promo. But that is key. That's a key one. That happens a lot, that one, if your videos are not working. And we also then just covered if Ectron has glitches, like a lot of times too, you want to change images. Like if I right click, and this is good, it just happened. Usually I can change that thumbnail by hitting set in media proper. Oh, see, I can't remember what it says now actually. See, if I just click off it and keep going, aha, and still I'm still not getting it. I want to change the thumbnail. Like, why isn't this working? Well, it's a really good reason. I even see like this. Sometimes I switch to code view. You literally just have to almost play with it. It's just like jiggling something that's electric to get it to work. See, now I come back. I'm on the same thumbnail, and then this is what I want: set image properties. Why didn't it work the first time? Why did it give me two different menus? The many mysteries of Ectron. So again, this is not your fault. This is the design of Ectron. All these bugs have been recorded, and they're trying to work them out. But that is something to remember, especially when right-clicking, which we use a lot to replace current content. So there's another good one. Something else to remember, I'm just going to cancel edit here right now, because I don't have to save any of this work I'm doing. I'm sure Edmonton would not appreciate that. Is deleting. We've only had really one instance where it's happened, but again, be very careful. If you've deleted something, it is next to impossible for any of us to get it back. If I just go into Calgary here, I mean, it's so easy to delete anything. I'm nervous showing you this. I mean, if we go into, you know what I'll do is I'll actually clone a page here quickly. So I'm just going to contact page. I'm just going to select it. And oops. I don't even know what I did there. Copy it. I'm going to paste it, which is the best way to recreate any page or make a duplicate. You get the error, another Ectron glitch. Don't worry about the error. If I click on Calgary to kind of just refresh that content, you're going to see I have a contact to page. So now I don't want that. So I am going to delete it. I highly recommend, actually at no point any of you ever delete anything. I would rather you just contact myself because it's actually too easy. If you just select that area in any way, and you can hit delete here in content, it would get deleted. Or this little contextual error, if you put it down. Oh, actually we have to check it in first. So, sorry, would have had to check in the page, but once it's checked in, hit the arrow, and you can see it goes delete. And then all you'll get a little warning. I mean, I have a Google Chrome. You'll get your browser warning, and if you press OK, it is gone. And really hard to get back. IT does have the ability to roll back, but it would happen for site-wide. They don't have the ability to segment now. So be very careful and don't delete things, because when they're gone, they're gone. And we don't want to get into that. That being said, also make sure when browsing in around here, you're just very careful. I mean, I think most of you realize that this is all of shaw.ca, our actual live site, and by unfortunately right now we still have access to it. They're trying to find ways to lock it out, but do not delete anything in there. So don't delete anything. I actually did something there by accident, but that was good. Another thing I want to cover is locking pages. This actually doesn't affect the design or anything errors on the page, but it affects anybody else wanting to use it. This happens quite a bit. So Calgary Stampede Contest, I'm just going to go into this in our Calgary region. And if I edit it. So as soon as I hit edit, that file is checked out to me and me alone, excuse me. So that means now, unless I publish it or check it in, it is going to stay locked out to me. So it is very, very, very important that when you are working on a page or pages, that you remember to go back and do that. Really, the way we're working in pretty much live update scenario here, where we're just publishing live as we change. So it's very important to take your time and make sure everything is correct. Always check your changes, make sure they're good. But again, if I just, I think if I just hit save and leave, or if I just would have left the page, it would still stay checked out to me. Like even something like I may go off somewhere and I may just close that browser. Let's just, you know, see what happens there. So now I have to bring up my work area again quickly. There's many ways you can do it where you accidentally leave the page open. So I go back to my content, Shaw TV, Calgary, and we'll see this Calgary Stampede contest. You see the status, O, and that, I mean, I don't know what it stands for, but it's basically mean out, checked out to the last editor, and that's me. So that's always good if you do see it checked out to somebody to know who to email. It's like, can you please check it back in? But be very sure you're not. So for me, that window's no longer open. I just kind of forgot about it, but it's important. Try to just work on one page at a time and check it in as soon as you're done. Very important. So I'm going to publish that now, so it will be checked in. Although, even though I didn't make any changes, and that's the thing too. Sometimes you may not have made changes, you don't think about it, but once you hit edit, you have to do publish or check in, or it will not be checked in. Another important thing to remember, another segment is, if you're working on a page and let's just say it gets screwed up for whatever reason, doesn't matter, it doesn't work. Really important thing and a feature I use all the time is the history tab. So let's just say I had messed up that Calgary Stampede page we were just looking at. See this little button right next to edit? There's a button called history. So if I look at history, this is actually the entire history of the page since the beginning of time. So each time any check-in or publish happened, or basically any changes to the page, it saves a version. That is very useful information because I have messed up some good pages in my times. You can see here it looks like I've been the only one that's pretty much ever worked on this page, except for Scott 1, whoever that is. And so let's just say, I think this is the last one. You can see the time, yeah, 12:23. That is today that I was working on that. Let's just say I messed it up. I would want to go back to this version, so I can go click on it. So I just go back one version, and then all I have to do is say, you know what, yeah, look, that's right. Like, look, all this information about the Stampede is right. This page now works. I would just go up to this arrow and hit restore. I just did that because I knew I made no changes to the last one, but you would want to be sure. You would go in and do that. So you restored, and now you're working on the previous version. So voila, yeah, you may have lost any work you've done on the other one, but if it was broken, it's okay. You're better off to just go back a version. Very, very important. Another thing to remember is with videos, actually there's some videos here, so I'm just going to edit it on this page, is our video server is case sensitive. So let's just go into, there's a WestJet video here. Let's just go edit rich area source to see. So as you know in the previous video, how to edit videos, you know you have to go in and just basically change this file path to our communityvideo.shaw.ca server. And it goes right up to this MP4. So that's the path for the video. As you know, you post them on the FTP. Myself or somebody else moves them to this community video server, which sits in engineering here at Shaw. And then you make sure you have the right region. Here, actually, I used a national folder because this was a contest, but it would usually say communityvideo.shaw.ca/your region/file name. Now, a lot of programs aren't case sensitive, but this particular video player, and I don't know if it's from the video player or the actual engineering server, is very case sensitive. So for example, if I came in here and where I have a national folder instead of a region like Edmonton or Calgary, if I change from a capital N to a little n, will not work. So that's just to be, especially with that seems the most finicky, but the file name also has to be exact. Like it's WestJet, and you can see 2011, all uppercase. If I went here and changed the W in WestJet to a lowercase, will not work. So if you're getting video files and you're sure they're there, you can see them on the video server, check whether it's the cases are correct, because a lot of the times that's what it is. Very important. So that's always a good one to remember. Quickly, I've gone over it in the video sections too, but sometimes you're just like, oh, I've made these changes, everything is right, but I'm not seeing them. Just a reminder, in case you haven't done this in a while, that it is there is a cache tool. Who knows why, but we, for some reason, have to go to this tool that will somehow clear the Electron system and allows any new files to be pushed. Until it's cleared, it will not work. It's funny too, it can be anybody clearing it. So for example, if I'm working here in Calgary and I clear it right now, like I'm doing, you always start by refreshing it. And then in the current model, it'll probably change. It's the bottom 4 buttons you have to press in this column here. These 2 don't work. It used to be just 1 button, but now you have to do 4. I don't know why. It clears the cache. But by me doing that, it's not region specific. I've cleared the cache for everybody. So if somebody right now in Edmonton is working on the Edmonton site, I've just updated their things as well. I mean, that's fine. It helps. But if you're not seeing your changes, it's probably because you haven't used the cache tool. Quickly again, another problem is sometimes I get errors like, hey, I've created a page. I can see the content when I edit it. I can see the videos. I can see my blurbs. Let's use this Stampede page again as an example. They can see everything here, but when they go to view it online, they don't see it, or sometimes you don't see the navigation. Those are the most common things, and it's really strange, and they can't figure it out. Most of the time, what that is the alias, or the template, or sorry, not the alias, the template. So let's just edit this page. So this was a page that I created for the Calgary Stampede here. It was kind of a bit custom. You can see there's a table in it. If you ever want to know anything about customizing pages, please contact me. But I had to be sure that after I created it, I click on the templates, that I had the right template. So I was using a show detail. I knew I wanted videos on it, and I knew I wanted some basic content, and that's what the show detail page has. But if I had switched that to, say, personalities, or even the home page or things like that, it then changes the template that you're using. And if you have conflicting information, like you have your content and it's conflicting with the type of template you have, you'll get those errors. So go in and make sure this is the most appropriate. So if you're trying to do a shows page, it should be a shows page. If you're trying to do a copy of something on a personalities page, it should be a personalities page. So make sure you have the right template, and that will alleviate those errors. I think that may be most of the most common issues. In general, just don't worry about breaking things. The history button, like I said here, is your friend if you're ever not sure. Remember to check things in. Remember that help is only a call, email away. Myself, Darren Scott, and others on the team, such as Joy Rusnak here in Calgary, there's always support here for you. We're willing to help you get your updates. We understand time constraints. We understand frustrations. We're working with Electron as well. If something breaks and you can't get a hold of us, email 4944. There is an escalation process, and many of the times when it's glitches, especially with Electron, it does have to go to IT because, unfortunately, myself nor anybody else here on the Shaw TV team can fix them. It does have to go to IT. I hope this was helpful. I know it was a little long, but again, contact myself with any questions, and have a good one.